So today I'm going to show you how to do lead lighting, which is you start out and you stamp your image. And it's kind of like doing a coloring book, but instead of using crayons, use jellies. Some people like using Sharpies. I prefer using the jellies for this technique. And this is how the mani I have right here is how I did this. Same thing. And so that's what we're going to show you today. So the plate that I used to get my image is Lina Summer 03, and it's this image right here, and it's just beautiful. And so I went ahead and stamped that on with black, as you can see. And so we're going to color this one in. I put it on a ginormous nail again. If you want me to, let me see, I guess I can go ahead and stamp the image on just to show you. I'm assuming that at this point you probably already know how to stamp, but I guess just in case. And there's lots of tutorials out there to show you how to do basic stamping, just in case you don't know yet. But we'll just go ahead and we'll do this real quick. But trying to save as much time as possible, so I went ahead and got my other nail prepared. So just, can you see, I hope? So you just scrape and roll. And I'm using my clear, Big Bling Clear Jelly Stamper. And so we're just gonna line it. I'm just gonna center it in the middle because it is a clear jelly stamper. So there's my image. I'm just gonna center it, press down, and kind of roll it a little to the side. Got my image on there, and so there we go. Anyway, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna get that stuff out of my way, and we're gonna start coloring in, do our actual lead lighting on this nail. So we're gonna start out, and we're gonna do on these big leaves here, kind of elephant leaves, I think they are. I don't know, elephant ear, whatever they call them. We're going to do those first in an aqua color. So kind of a light aqua color, and it goes on pretty light, you'll see. And I like using just the brush out of these bottles, but if you have a hard time with that, then you can just use a detail brush. So I hope you can see. We're just gonna, and you don't want to get too much polish on here because then otherwise it's not gonna, could get lumpy. Or if you decide this is lighter than you want and you want more color, just put a reasonably thin coat on of the color first, and then after you get done with all of them, you could do a second coat over it if you want a little more color. So I'm just going to go ahead, I hope you can see this. I'm going to go ahead and just do, it's kind of hard for me to see though. Anyway, do the best I can. So pretty light, see? Okay, so let's get all those leaves done. And we got another one right here. I might get out of the lines because since I've got this thing facing you and not me, I'll do the best I can, but it's really pretty easy, as you can see. And the best thing is just don't overload your brush, just get a little bit when you're doing lead lighting. You don't want too much. And, as long as your polish and stuff is really dry, if you do get it a little bit out of the lines, if that's going to bug you, you can gently kind of wipe it off. If you do it carefully and right away. But the best thing is, like what I did is I used white gel polish and did my base in that, and then you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to mess your polish up. But if you want to use regular polish, you can. Just make sure it's dry, really dry. Okay, so we have another big leaf, if you can see, down here. And so we're going to go ahead and color that one in too. So just do all the big leaves, in your kind of an aqua color. I mean, really, you can change the colors up whatever you want, but this is how I did this mani, and that's what I'm showing you. So, all right, did we get all those big leaves? I think there's a teeny right on this edge right here, so we'll go ahead and we'll get him too. I just sort of, kind of between a dab and a brush to get the color on. And actually there's another part of one up here, right there. So we're going to go ahead and we'll get some on that too. And we'll get him. Now, if your nail was really big, now it wouldn't probably be as ginormous as this thing is. But if it were bigger than the image, you know, if you wanted to take your aqua and cover any white edge that there was, or, you know, any other color, you could. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of a little excess. Anyway, so that's it for the aqua, and we're going to go to our next color now. And the next one I did is, I call it pool, but it's kind of like a, you know, like water, kind of not turquoise, a little more green to it, kind of a bluey. Anyway, you'll see. But, you know, as long as you get, if you're trying to get it just like this, as long as you get it close in colors. So now there's these little teeny ferns, little fern fronds, if you can see them, kind of going. Here, let me put my brush down a minute. So there's one here. There's a fern frond. You know, here's one. There's one. There's one over here. Right there. So we're going to color those in now, and we're using this one that's kind of in a similar family as the aqua, but it's got a little more color to it. See? It's a little darker. So we're just going to, really easy. It's kind of fun, especially if you're not in a hurry. You know, it's more fun, especially if you like coloring, doing coloring books. Okay, so here's another little frond guy. Okay, let me see if I can see it. So that, and you can see it. There we go. I think hopefully I can keep it in the lines. So there. And we've got another one going this way over here. Can you see it, I hope? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just get some color on it real quick. And there. So that's where we are right now. And I think there's actually like maybe a piece of one. Oh yeah, there's a piece of one right on the side here. Well, there's actually more than up here too. There's one that's got more on it. And then there is a little teeny bit of one down here. So let's see if you can see it right there, I hope. There we go. Okay. A teeny bit more on that end. So, and like I said, if you feel like one of your colors is a little bit lighter when you're using these jellies, the sheer polishes, then you can just do another coat after it's dried enough. And so now we're going to go to the flowers. Now on the flowers, I do have a yellow jelly, but I think it was a little softer than I wanted. So this is the only time I'm going to use, or the only Sharpie I'm going to use is yellow, because it's a real bright yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use the Sharpie and do around the center. There's a dark center there in this image, if you can see. Yeah. So I'm just going to go around this dark image with some yellow. So here's some yellow. Here's some yellow. It doesn't have to be exact. Oops. My hand keeps dropping down because this is a lot higher and I'm used to having to hold stuff when I'm working on it. But okay, and then there's some teeny little flowers in this image right there, and I'm gonna do them mostly in yellow. You could do yellow and purple, you could do them yellow and blue, pink, whatever you want, but I'm just gonna do some little yellow ones. And then it'll show that, because there's a little black dot that's in these flowers, and so then you'll be able to see it right through the yellow real easy. This is real easy, just Sharpie. I went ahead and did them all in yellow. Now on this mani here, I did some of them in the purple, but the only thing is with the dark purple, then you couldn't see the center, and I had to come back in with white paint to put the center back in. And so to save time today, make it easier for you to, we're just going to do them all yellow. But like I said, you could do these in blue, you could do these in pink, you could do them in any color you want. But it looks really pretty with those, you know, bluish, greenish colors. Okay, so next I did like a moss, kind of a moss jelly, you know, sheer moss color polish down the center of our big leaves. And you really want to get as much off of the brush as you can, because you really don't want too much. Because all we're going to do basically is like paint a line down the center of those aqua leaves, just to give it a little more detail and depth. So you want to go real light-handed, and like I said, you could definitely use a detail brush if you want to. You're just a little bit down the center, just to give it, you know, a little more. Okay, I'm going to look at this one real quick so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, see how it adds a little more dimension, a little more interest to it. And then over here, we're going to do it down the center of this one too. And you really don't need to do any more than that, because, you know, this is small, and I mean, this brush can only make, you know, a line that's about, you know, that thin. So, okay, so we have another big leaf down right here. So we're gonna, let me look at it a second so I can see. Okay, and then go down the center of it, just kind of gently with the green. I kind of overshot it a teeny bit, but that's okay. And then, is that it? Oh, we got another one up here, don't we? So we'll do another little line down the center of that one, so you can see all the mossy green, you know, centers going down those aqua leaves. And it's a pretty contrast and just makes it a lot prettier, I think. So then you could leave it like this. If you want those, you know, yellow white flowers, it really looks pretty like that already. You could do that. But for this mani, I did them like orange. So that's what we're going to do. So I used this orange jelly. I call it Sunset Orange. You can see it better that way, I hope. Anyway, so these are super sheer, like I said. Now I made my own. I used alcohol ink and clear polish and made my own, and you could definitely do that. So I'm gonna just, now you really gotta make sure this is another one that you take off all the excess, and all we're doing is adding a little bit of this orange to that, you know, the outer edge of those petals, and it's gonna kind of make it a peach color, you know. See? And if you like the peach, you can leave it, you know, with the yellow and the peach too. So I'm going to do, okay, I'm trying to see if you can see and if I can see. All right, I'm just going to dab gently. And also, if you only wanted, you know, if you wanted to leave it yellow on one side and just do the orange on half of it or part of it, you could do that too. So we're going to go ahead and do this last one here so we can get to the next part, because it's a little bit time consuming. Okay, you see the orange flowers. Well, peach, kind of peach, and I kind of overshot that one, huh? Anyway, so we're going to go ahead, and next I did one that's called, I call it watermelon. But it kind of is a watermelon red, and so it actually is going to come out looking orange, if you can see, like a darker orange. But it's really pretty, and see how you have like a peach on the edge, and then it has more orange and then a little teeny yellow. So now we're just going to really take all the excess off of this one. You just want to lightly dab around that dark center. Kind of around the dark center, around a little bit of your yellow, and you can put it as light or heavy as you want. See how it makes a difference? And you could even, you know, if you didn't want to do all of them in the darker, you could just leave, you know, one or two of them in the lighter if you wanted to. So we're just, I hope you can see, we're just dabbing, dab, just lightly dab. Okay. I'm going to go a little closer to the center now. I probably didn't need to put it as close to the edge on this one, but it's okay. It's still pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect and exact or whatever, because art, and it's sometimes when it's not exactly perfect or you know, even or whatever, it's almost prettier. So okay, so there's our orange with our flowers, and kind of pretty, huh? So the only thing else I did was I took white acrylic paint and just added a teeny detail just to give it a little bit of a highlight on the fern fronds. I just did a little line down, a little bit. I'll show you real quick, just a little bit on one. And then, okay, you want to take a detail brush and whatever your favorite one is, and use a tile or whatever. Water on here. Just grab a little bit of the white. I'm using Ceram Coat. I put all the names of everything in the information box, and then just kind of get it at maybe a half and half. And then all I'm going to do, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but just there's like a backbone to that fern frond. I'm just going to kind of follow it, and this may not be the best. I might be a little heavy-handed because I'm trying to do this your direction. And then I just did that on all of them. I just kind of went down on all of the fern fronds. Can you see, I hope? All right, let's try it over here. From what angle are we going? How about this one? Okay, so we're just gonna go down. You know, and if it gets dried out, because white does dry out pretty fast, just grab a little bit more. Just grab a little bit more and just kind of go follow the line down. And then all I did was I just took a little bit more paint. Oh wait, I got another one. So we're gonna just, again, follow the little backbone down. And then I just took a little bit more paint and I just kind of, you know, little lines, just kind of little feathery lines in between where the aqua lines are. And so it just gives it a little highlight, a little more, you know, interest. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect, and they definitely are not going to be because I can't hardly see them from this angle. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go down a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. I know I kind of overshot that one. And so I'm going to grab a little more, and I hope you can see this one. And can I see it? And just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little more line. And you can definitely do this better if you can actually look at it, you know, like you normally would help for sure. Okay, so we still have this one here. I'm going to do some little lines on that one there. Just a few, add a few little highlight lines coming down in between my little fronds. Okay. And if you get a little heavy-handed, you can just kind of, you know, lightly dot it with your finger before it dries. And I think that's good. I think we're good. So now you would just, with the jellies, you can either just put, you could put Bundle Monster smudge-free top coat over it. You could put your gel polish over it, or whatever your favorite is. But I would at least do, if you're going to put regular polish over it, I would at least do the Bundle Monster, because you sure don't want to mess it up after you've got it really pretty. So I just go down the center with the Bundle Monster smudge-free top coat and just kind of coat it on there. And there you go. That's it. And it's really, really pretty. You know, just love them. Now I did this in matte. I actually liked this particular thing in shiny, even though I like matte a lot. The shine kind of showed the depth more of all your art. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Hope it's, you know, you have fun doing it. Please like and subscribe. Please click on the icon, the bell icon, so that you'll get notices for my next new videos, which will be soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.